Okay, so this is the second video. My first video, I was looking down at my notes. I do have notes here, so if I am looking down, it's because I've made structured points, right, around things that I really want to cover. Honestly, when I'm in free flow, when you're inside my containers, or just when I'm in free flow, it is great as well. But so everyone is starting to understand emotional intelligence, and they're starting to understand the subconscious mind, and they're starting to understand how your emotions can hold you back and be a block from creativity and flow. But I would just want to describe it in a different way, right? Because your emotions are a navigation system, therefore they are in themselves per se just a guidance tool for where you're at and for when you have come off your path. So if you think of it like this, I mean, we talk about the religion talks about the narrow path, but if you thought of it as your path, right, your sovereign path, your own unique sovereign path, and just like when you're driving and you have a sat nav in the car, and the sat nav goes, make a U-turn, don't dig your heels in, Taurus, make a U-turn, right? And it's okay, because on the sat nav you often find, you know, maybe a left or a right, and you get straight back on track, which is on your path. But what tends to happen is, because people do not know how to work with their emotions, they tend to be driving around in a big circle, right? And you can imagine that if you were doing that in your car, it would get very frustrating, and then that emotion starts to build and it becomes stressful, and it eventually leads to you kind of breaking down, right? So you don't have to do that. When you understand how to work with your emotions, when you understand that they are energy emotion, when you understand that everything here is created out of energy, you then know how to increase in those levels, right, with awareness, to have those new experiences that God is trying to bless you with, right? Creator gave you all the same creative powers, you're all just learning how to use them, right? And so you're always being initiated by Yeshua. You're always being initiated. However, if you have a level of emotional density, you cannot hear from God. And there are times when you just won't hear from God, and you'll be expected to trust in the journey anyway, in the process. But what usually happens is your ego constructs start to freak out, and then they try to make stuff happen. But actually living from rest is a completely different state of being. So what was I going to say? So we are basically all working ourselves out of a job for freedom to rest in Yeshua, and to really express unlimited creativity at this stage. Right? I might have gone too far with that last point, but but for right now, it is about embracing the steps, allowing yourself to be led, understanding, not getting stuck and closing yourself off, but allowing yourself to have definition, structure, and flow as you move into the next level of certainty in the unseen. And honestly, it will just keep blowing your mind. The mysteries of God are so, so good, right? And when you move up those levels of energy, especially when you are allowing the emotional density to come up and out, and really have a clear biofield, your life will improve dramatically, and you will feel amazing most of the time. And of course, we are coming into divine union, and that's what I want to say about it. So if you want to explore this, then I invite you to join my Facebook community. I invite you to check out my links on Linktree. Although I haven't updated them for a while, but most of them still work. And if you want to get inside and experience this work for yourself, I have a 10x Your Income Intensive. This is my signature program. After years of exploration, I finally understand what's my favorite thing to do and how to move people really fast. Of course, until that up levels again. But I also love the one-to-one. So the people that are working with me one-to-one, I currently have free one-on-one clients, and the transformation they have received in the space of under a year is incredible, right? They live with freedom in their body and their bones, and it's increasing, right? They're loving life and it's increasing. They're building stability within their nervous system for surplus to come in. They're knowing who they are. They understand how energy works. They understand the science also, and then they also know just how to ask God to help them out. All right, my loves, take care.